What's the most awkward thing you've ever done on a first date? Because mine still haunts me sometimes. I had been talking to this girl online for about 2 weeks, and we finally decided to meet. I wanted to look confident and relaxed, so I arrived early to pick a good spot. But being early just made me more nervous. I sat there pretending to scroll through my phone while checking the door every 30 seconds. When she finally walked in, I stood up too fast, hit the edge of the table with my knee, and spilled some water on the chair. I tried to act like nothing happened. I went to open the door for her but didn't realize it pushed instead of pulled. So I ended up bumping into it twice before she quietly stepped around me. We sat down and I was sweating already, though it wasn't even hot. I tried to start small talk, but my mind went blank, so I commented on the background music, which was barely playing. I laughed at my own sentence, and she just smiled politely. The waiter came, and I wanted to look spontaneous, so I ordered something I'd never heard of before. It sounded cool on the menu, but when it came, it was way too spicy, and I couldn't handle it. My eyes watered, my nose started running, and I tried to pretend it was fine, but my voice cracked every time I spoke. I took a big gulp of water, which made me choke a little, and then I spilled half the glass while reaching for a napkin. I tried to clean it up with the corner of the menu, which made it worse. She stayed calm the entire time, barely reacting, which somehow made it even more painful. I thought maybe I could redeem myself by being funny, so I started telling her a story from work, but halfway through I realized I was talking too fast and skipping parts. She looked lost, like she was trying to keep up with what I was saying. I slowed down, but that only made it more awkward. The food was getting cold, and I didn't know if I should keep talking or stop completely. The silence between sentences felt longer each time. I tried to ask her about her hobbies, but I knocked my fork off the table mid-sentence. When the waiter came to pick it up, I said thank you twice and then said sorry even though he hadn't said anything. I just couldn't stop over-explaining every move I made. I thought maybe a joke could fix the mood, but my mind went blank again, so I just nodded and smiled like an NPC waiting for the next line. Then the bill came. I reached for my wallet to pay, and it wasn't there. I felt my pockets 3 times before realizing it was in my car. I told her I'd be back in a second and ran outside. When I came back, she was gone. The bill was paid, and there was a note that said, "Don't worry about it." I sat down and stayed there for a few minutes, trying to process how I managed to mess up every single thing. The waiter passed by and gave me that look of pity people give when they know exactly what happened. I left a tip anyway, just to feel less useless, and walked back to my car. I looked at myself in the mirror and realized there was a small piece of food stuck on my shirt the whole time. I drove home in silence, replaying every second of that night in my head. It was the longest 30 minutes of my life, and somehow it still felt shorter than it should have been. I told myself I'd never go on another first date again, at least not until I learned how to act like a normal person.